Yo, yo, yo. What up? What up? I believe we're live. We are live. We are live. What's up, y'all? Hey, yo. What is up, everybody? What is going on? It's your girl, Jay. It is Tuesday, and we are live. And so sorry for the delay. It didn't want to let me go live. Like I was hitting the button, it was just spinning. So I don't know if my Wi-Fi is being weird. Or so if I go in and out, y'all, please let me know in the chat that I'm not clear or I'm going in and out. Maybe the picture, I don't know. It wasn't loading my graphics. It's been crazy. So sorry. I was already starting late today because of work. I didn't mean to start not be here. Not starting until after 8, but I'm here now. So what's up, y'all? What's going on? Hope everyone is doing well today. So let's see who is in the house. We have Groovy, who is here or was here. What's up, Groovy? We got RC, Jay, you my goat. Okay, RC, thank you so much. Always good to see you. I see you changed your name again. The great benefactor with some sunglasses on. What's going on? That is me telling y'all that I'm having tech issues. KRL is in the house. Hey, girl. Hey. BBG is in the house. Hey, what is going on? RC says I can hear you. Jaletta's in the house. What's up, Jay? What's going on? Nope, that's not Jaletta. There's Jaletta. Good evening. Good evening. Moses is here. What up, Jay? What's going on, Moses? Groovy is here in the flesh and Ghost. What do you got to say today? Ghost says Boog late because her dog got into her makeup again. He going through some things, y'all. First of all, I don't wear makeup. So there's that. And leave my dog alone. I already told you. One more thing about my dog, and you're going to be on timeout once I figure out how to do it. So leave me alone, Ghost. All right. We got a lot to get into. So I want to check one thing before I get started to see if I can do it. Because Seth had told me it was a way I can do this. Now, I don't think it's going to work for me. So much going on with my computer. We're not going. Can I do it from here? I don't think it'll let me do it from here. Okay, never mind. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. My bad, natural beauty. Get into it. Right? I mean, I got a little bit I need to exfoliate up in here. But yeah, fresh face. I get it from my mama. All right, let's get into these slides today because we got a lot to talk about. First and foremost, we know most of you guys have heard the news from yesterday, and that is we got some more coaches. I'm gonna put it like this: more coaches out of here. Now, this is not necessarily a surprise to me. This is not really a surprise to me because we had been hearing about Stephanie White from Connecticut being rumored to have been talking to Chicago and Indiana. The crazy thing about it was that Indiana still had their coach. So when they kept putting her name in it, saying like her top two picks are Chicago or Indiana, my question was, well, isn't she still with Connecticut? And number two, isn't Christy Size in Indiana? Like I'm not really understanding. But yesterday, was it yesterday or was it Sunday? Whatever day it was, they dropped the news that Christy Sides was let go. And then I believe it was yesterday, they said that Stephanie White was no longer with Connecticut. So as of right now, y'all, where's my list at? Is it right here? We're going to get back to that. I got this out of order. I'm going to come back to Natalie. But as of right now, I'm going to make this big. We have Atlanta Dream without a coach. Coach Wright is gone. Chicago Sky, they let go of TSpoon. Indiana Fever, let go of Sides. Washington Mystics, let go of their coach, not only the coach, but the GM, because they're their son and dad. We talked about that last week. Dallas let go of Coach Trammell. She was also the GM, so Dallas is without a GM and a coach. And then we got Sparks, which we knew about a long time ago. They let go of Kurt Miller, and now we have Connecticut Sun without Stephanie White again. Not a surprise. I don't know what I was trying to pronounce, but that is 7 coaches out of here. The bottom 5 teams, a number 3 team or 4 team, and then Indiana was in the middle. They were 500. That is crazy. Next season, 2025, the WNBA will have 8 brand new coaches. Well, not brand new coaches, but 8 teams with new coaches. We can put it like that because we don't know who's going where, who's not coming back ever, not going to be in the W, whatever. We don't know that. But we do know there's going to be 8 teams, these 7 teams plus the Valks, who are going to have new coaches. Natalie Nakasi is a brand new coach. Not new to the W. She was an assistant with Becky with the Aces. But y'all, what is going on? This is already over half. There's only 13 teams in the league. You got 8 teams that are going to have new coaches, and as of right now, 7 teams that don't have coaches at all. We are what? 19 days away from the lottery draft, and then a month and some change away from the Valkyries expansion draft. Like, what is going on? I'm gonna get to these comments. It's the Hunger Games going on out here. Let me see. Ghost says, is White going to Fever or Sky? I've seen speculating on both sides. Me personally, so sorry. Me personally, I want her to go to Chicago, but I honestly believe she's probably going to end up in Indiana. Something tells me that's where she's going. The reason I say that is because there's been speculations about her maybe deciding to go to Chicago or stay in Connecticut. But when she was talking to Indiana and they were saying she was talking to Indiana still had a coach. So it was very weird that they were having conversations with her when they still had Sides. So I said, if they eventually end up letting Sides go, to me, that would indicate that they finalized conversations with Stephanie White, and Stephanie White's going to go to Indiana because, I'm going to say, why would they let go of Sides? But why would they let go of Sides? Why would they let go of most of these coaches? Like, it doesn't seem like any of these teams have any plans. It looks like we might be getting like musical coaches instead of musical chairs. It's going to be musical coaches. I'm not really sure what the reasoning is, why they're doing the things that they're doing, but it just seemed to make sense to me if Stephanie was talking to Indiana and Sides got let go, not soon after, but during this conversation, that they wanted Stephanie White and was willing to let Sides go if that happens. Now, I still want Sides. Stephanie White to come to Chicago. That's really the only coach I feel out of the pool of coaches that's out there right now. That's the ones that get let go. I mean, we don't know about any college coaches that may be coming over. We don't know about any former coaches that may be coming back. We don't know about any new coaches. To me, Chicago, it wouldn't make sense to get a new coach because you had a new coach and you didn't give her a chance. So why would you bring another brand new coach over to Chicago? But we're talking about Jeff here, so I don't know what's going to happen in regards to that. But for me, when I look at all the coaches that I know that are available of this group, I wanted Stephanie White to come to Chicago. And you might as well bring Dejanay with you if you're gonna come over. Just do that. BBG says, Jay, we need the skincare routine. I mean, I just wash my face, really. I have a routine that I do maybe once or twice a week, but everything else I just wipe. But oh, now you can see it. I don't want to point it out, but I got a blackhead right there on my forehead. The day that I should have wore a hat. Ghost says, I don't know what exfoliate means, but do you? It just means you're getting all that gunk out of your pores so your pores can be healthy and your skin can glow. BBG says, I don't think they would let size go, especially with how she turned around the second part of the season. That's why I think Stephanie is going to Indiana. I don't know why they would let her go, yes, but I think when the opportunity came, she's a winning coach. She has a good track record. She was coach of the year at one point. So I think she's more appealing, I think, maybe in the direction that they want to go in. And when they had the opportunity to maybe get her, then that's what they decided to do. We don't know. I'm sure some announcements are going to be happening pretty soon. Probably soon. Like it's always when I have my show, the very next day is when everything pops off. So we'll see what happens. KRL says, there are too many coaches getting let go or leaving, but not enough hiring announcements. The expansion draft is in December. That part. Ghost says, I'm so ashy. It looked like my elbow. Oh my God. My elbow's been snorting blow. Go get some lotion. Ghost. Moses says, wow, most of the league doesn't have a head coach right now. Right. The only teams that have a coach that I don't think are going anywhere, although people keep bringing up Seattle, which leave Coach Quinn alone. Leave her alone. She's the only one we got left in the league. So please leave her alone. But you got Seattle, Vegas. Oh, sorry. Seattle, Vegas, Phoenix, and New York. Is that right? Yeah, because it's 8. No, I'm missing one more. Who am I missing? Phoenix. Oh, Minnesota. Duh. Minnesota has the longest tenured coach in the league with Coach Reeve, who's been around forever. She's been around longer than any coach has been around in the league, period. She's won 4 championships. I don't think she's going anywhere. She's good where she is. So, yeah, we got 5 teams with coaches. That's it. Ghost says 7 coaches gone. Wow, that's never happened. That's more than half the league. It's similar to what Summer was saying to me. She was like, this 2025 is going to be like the new inaugural season of the WNBA, like a rebirth. Because not since the very first season in 1997 has there been more new coaches than right now. So I don't really know what's going on. It's pretty crazy. BBG says, problem is with all these coaches gone, now the Sky are in the worst position to get a quality replacement. Yeah, because I mean, people have their choice of where they want to go. I mean, with the word on the street dealing with Jeffrey and Mike and whatever they have going on there, do you want to go there and possibly have your job on the line? Or have people, watching behind you all the time and not trusting your process. Plan. I mean, they're going to get a facility by next year, supposedly. But I mean, do you want to go there when you've heard about how the players don't like coming back there, and most of the staff that's been there that don't want to come back there. You want to go there, or do you want to go to the other 6 that are that are available? So you're right about that, BBG. Eagles brothers in the house. What is going on? Ghost says Kurt Miller to Sun. Back to Sun, because that's where he came from, right? I think that's where he became coach of the year, if I'm not mistaken. So possibly. Eagles brother says they're saying Dallas coach may go to Chicago. I know, and I heard that. And no shade against Coach LT. Like, I think she's a nice lady. I think, she was in a very unfortunate situation with Dallas this past season. Literally half their team was out. She was playing with a lot of hardship contract players. They just couldn't get the flow together. They sucked bad, but they had a really, really hard time keeping a solid roster. And so very unfortunate. And I think she could have done, last year they made it to the semifinals. 2023, they made it to the semifinals. They got swept by my Aces, but they still made it. But her to Chicago, I mean, if we get her, whatever coach we get, I'm going to, as long as Angel and Camilla is there, and hopefully Kennedy as well, and Michaela and all them, if we get that, get her or whatever coach we get, I'm going to ride with them, because, I support my girls and stuff. But I don't see the difference in Coach T and Coach Spoon, other than Coach T has more coaching experience, head coaching experience. But she also, when I looked up her, now correct me if I'm wrong, because I looked this up and maybe they were missing some information, but Coach T has only coached for 2 years, head coaching, both in Dallas. She was the GM as well, but out of those 2 years, she has a losing record. I think it's 29 to 40 something. I can't remember what it is. Has a losing record, right? She dealt with a very tough roster. She dealt with a lot of issues going on in Dallas. Coach Spoon also dealt with a lot of issues in her roster. So you're kind of replacing one person who had a similar issue, who was let go. You're replacing TSpoon with the same kind of person. I don't really get it. I don't really see it. Not to say that Coach Tremmel couldn't do a great job in Chicago. I don't know. I don't know enough about her, but what I do know is she has a losing record, just like TSpoon. She's fairly new to head coaching on the W level, just like Coach TSpoon. She seems to be a really, really, really like super nice, like players coach type of person. Like, she's going to have your back. She's going to speak up for you. She cares about the well-being of these players, just like TSpoon. So what is different? Why fire TSpoon if you're going to hire the same kind of type of coach, if y'all get what I'm saying? Maybe y'all don't, but let me know if y'all do or don't. Moses says, I hope Chicago hires a good coach who knows that allowing Angel to be Angel benefits the team. I don't want a Brenda Friese type coach. Oh, that was her coach in high school, if I'm not mistaken, right? The one that, didn't she get fired? If am I making that up? Something went down with one of her coaches for being I don't want to say racist, but I think some words were said that were very very improper. I believe she got fired. I don't know if that's the same person or not. A long time ago, I was doing some research on Angel, and I had looked that up. But anywho, Ghost says, I saw that too. Tremmel, the sky seems like an odd decision. Eagles brother says, I have a prediction that Spoon will go to Atlanta, and I think in 2 years, Angel will ask for a trade to Atlanta. Possibly. I mean, I think as soon as, if nothing changes in Chicago, and I've said this till I'm blue in the face, if nothing changes with Chicago in the next 2 years while she's under this rookie contract, she's definitely leaving. I believe that. BBG says, I've heard that Kurt is interested in GM position in Dallas. Okay. Ghost says Spoon to Mystics, maybe. Possibly. I think, me personally, again, this is me. I think TSpoon is going to Vegas to be an assistant with Becky. And I also think that's probably her best move that allows her to continue to develop. She's working with one of her best, I want to say best friends, but that's someone she knows. She calls her her sister. Becky is a really, really good coach. They're losing Natalie Nakasi, who was their defensive coach. TSpoon is a defensive coach and can help in player development. I think is a really good situation. I think TSpoon deserves to go somewhere with and be within an organization that actually cares about the organization. Mark Davis seems very involved and not involved like he wants to have control of everything, but he's more involved like he actually wants to make sure the players are good and make sure, Becky is good and they, he gets in trouble, but he tries to make sure they can live comfortably and stuff like that. And so I think it would benefit TSpoon to go to a place like that. I think she deserves it, but I don't know where she would go. Ghost is talking about lotion. Minnesota. Oh, I couldn't remember. Yeah, okay. I'm late on some of these comments. Ghost says I need Collier to go to Indy so I can be a Fever fan. Is this really RC? Is RC really Ghost? I don't know if I see y'all ever at the same time, but y'all tell the same kind of jokes. BBG says, wow, good way to put it. A rebirth. KRL says the Sky wasn't expecting this and now they're screwed. Right. They weren't expecting this house of dominoes to fall, a house of cards to fall. And now, I mean, first of all, I don't think Jeff had a plan. His plan was to get rid of TSpoon and he didn't have a plan after that. And I think he thought maybe some people he had in mind turned him down. And now that the league is wide open, you can have your pickings of any of these teams. I mean, I think Chicago, I don't know. I mean, I want the best for my girls, so I'm rooting for them. But I think Chicago as an organization in the front office definitely is screwed. Zai's in the house. I'm finally back after grieving for a week. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about your team. They gave it a good try. They really did, but I'm so sorry. Ghosts. I hope you're talking about that. I hope you weren't talking about grieving something. Well, let us know what you're grieving first. I don't want to assume because then that's insensitive. I'm so sorry. Ghost says, I wonder if Trammell keeps her job with a healthy Satu at the start of the season. Also, losing Sims was massive. Well, they didn't sign Sims to this season, so they brought her in as a hardship contract, and then she went to LA. But Sims really was good on that team and deserved to be on a team. I think Satu being there definitely would have helped their record, helped them win more games than what they did win. But I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. If Angel and Camilla weren't hurt and Kennedy didn't get sick, would she be fired right now? We'll never know. Zah says Sun taking their old rivalry with Chicago too far. They couldn't let Sky have the award for nonsensical firing of the year. Well, the Sun, I think Stephanie White was already planning on leaving. I think it was her decision to leave. That's why we heard about her shopping other teams before it was known that she was no longer with the Sun. I think it was her already in her mind or her idea that she was going to leave the Sun. Or maybe they just mutually decided that, to part ways, but I do think it's more her decision than anything. And then honestly, right now, she is like the hot commodity if I'm looking at it. She's probably the top pick out of all the coaches to me. BBG says, I think Greg Bibb lied or tied LT. What do you mean? For what? What do you mean? Ghost is laughing. Zah says, Game 5L. Okay. Game 5L. I've been a mini fan since 2021. So I've been there for all the ups and downs. Yeah. Okay. I bring my sorry back to you. Hey, y'all, it's 58 people in here. If y'all have not already, go ahead and give me the likes. Give me the thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. It tells you right down there on the bottom. It's free to do that. If you are not a subscriber, you would like to subscribe, hit that button as well. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I've been stuck under 900 forever. I would love to get over 900 and get to 1,000 at some point this year. I would greatly appreciate it. Getting back to the comments. Brenda was Maryland. Oh, Maryland. Okay, who? Okay, that's not who I was thinking about then. I was thinking about her high school coach. But Brenda, so you didn't like the Maryland coach? You think something was going on with the Maryland coach? Zah, we got a problem with keeping point guards. Moses says Brenda Frizzy is Maryland's coach. Angel said that she frowned on her being unapologetically herself. I didn't know that. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have that. We need players to be able to feel like they can be themselves. Look how much Kennedy had flourished under TSpoon, just being there to support her and gas her up. Look what a healthy Angel Reese was able to accomplish in just 36 games, 34 games in her first season in the W. And that's without, all the things that she needs to work on. I think empowering your players goes a long way. When you really get behind them. Look how KP had flourished under Becky. Like I think it in Asia. Like when you have those coaches that put batteries in your back and support you and just tell you that as long as you're working on getting better, as long as you're working on your game, you go and be the best you can be. That goes a long way. When you have coaches that try to mute you and try to make you into something that you're not, that's when we find those players maybe can't perform like they need to. KRL says TSpoon was in Atlanta a few weeks ago. Yeah, TSpoon been everywhere. TSpoon was in Atlanta because I think that's where NBA TV is, and she was commentating. I don't know if that's a word, but she was on NBA Today or one of the not NBA Today, whatever it is, their little show that they had, not little, but that show that they have on NBA TV. She was on there. And also, I don't know if she went back, but I know it was Ty's birthday. I saw a piece of that live where she invited her to come to Atlanta to hang out with her for her birthday. Ty, the assistant coach. I forgot what her last name is. I always think of Ty Harris, and that's not her last name. Ghost was asking Zah, why didn't they go for Sims when she was available? And then Zah says Clarendon, Mo, Jefferson, Lindsay Allen, and I think Minnie is parting ways with Courtney Williams next. You think so? Ooh. Ghost says if Spoon goes to Atlanta, I hope she runs more offense through Alicia Gray. I really hate her shot high. I really rate her shot high. Alicia Gray can shoot that thing. I mean, I can see that. Again, I think I want TSpoon. I mean, of course, if she wants to be a head coach, go do that. I would love to see her partner up with Becky and just her working with Asia and Chelsea and Jackie. Like, I just think that's a dope like situation over there. And then I think they're going to probably have 3 to 4 maybe new players over there. That's going to be interesting. You got Elizabeth Kitley, and I think it'll be a good situation for her. Ghost says RC just hella cool. We running packs. I see that. Zah says Angel McCautry for you youngins in the chat. Angel McCautry, she still said she wanted to play last season, but no one picked her up. Political says, hey, Political, is something brewing in Atlanta? Okay. She says, I think the son let her go to be closer to her family because otherwise a trade would have to happen. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? You talking about Stephanie or a player? Yeah, it was some incidents with a coach, but they were not coaching Reese just in her conference. Okay. I read something about a coach of Angels in high school though. So I think I was misspeaking earlier. Zah says with Dallas new coach, I wonder if Arike is still going to be able to sub in and out when she wants to. So that's the question with the new coach in Dallas. Is it going to be Arike? Is it going to be Arike and Enriquez? Is that what Seth calls them? Or are we going to get a Dallas team? We shall see. Ghost says, run those likes up. If we hit 50, Boog will drop some flage bars for us. I ain't got no flage bars, but run those likes up, though. I would appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Political Lil says the Maryland coach was just not player friendly. Okay. Zah says it should be Team Fee versus Team Stew to ceremonially close out the inaugural season of Unrivaled. We need our get back. I bet Stewie been trolling her about it because they tight like that. Yeah, I'm sure they are. It's going to be fun to watch Team Fee versus Team Stew, whether it's at the end, beginning, or whenever it is. It's going to be real interesting. Political says Stephanie White was released to be closer to her home. Yes, I know that, but you said something about a trade, but they don't trade coaches. They either let them go or they leave. I thought you were talking about a player at first. I missed this. Political says, I think TSpoon did a great job developing the young rookies and revitalizing Kennedy's career. I agree. Let's see. That's just y'all talking amongst each other. All right. So, yeah, I don't know where anybody's going to go. Like I said, we should get some announcements pretty soon. Someone here said that they had to make an announcement by November. So we'll see if that actually happens. I mean, I can't imagine them waiting too much longer to put, to get these coaches in place. I mean, you have to have time to get to know your player. I mean, we're talking about over half the league now. We can't have half the league discombobulated because they have new coaches that never got the chance to gel and talk to their team and like really get a game plan together and work with them and have effective training camps and stuff like that. Like they can't do this. They have to get these coaches in place like tomorrow. Like literally, I would say the next week or two, we got to have teams with coaches. You just have to, because the work starts day one, especially in Chicago. We don't know what's going on with Connecticut. We got a lot of free agents. We're about to get into that. We don't know who's going to be there, what's going on with that. Atlanta, Washington seems pretty solid, but I mean, in any event, there's a lot of teams. You can't just throw somebody in there and be like, okay, go play. Like it's going to take a little time for everybody to like get together and gel, and you got players that's overseas. It's a bunch. I don't understand what's going on right now with all of that. It's crazy. But speaking of letting go, Aces let go of the general manager, Natalie Williams. So now the Aces are looking for a GM. This is, to me, not necessarily surprising. I mean, I don't know if this has anything to do with the current lawsuit that's going on. As we know, De'Erica has a lawsuit against the Aces and the W. I don't know if this is fallout from that, possibly to like get some heat off of the organization or whatnot. I don't know. But in any event, they're not going to renew with her. I also heard it might have a lot to do with the fact that no moves were made when they could have made moves before the trade deadline happened this season. Obviously, we needed help. Asia needed mad help. And for whatever reason, we just weren't getting the people in. And then when we would get someone in, they let them go the next day. It just didn't seem like it was a priority for them. So I heard that this is possibly fallout from that situation, that they felt like they weren't moving to get, the aces in the place that they needed to be, which is back to the finals. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? April's in the house. Hey, April. Political says the league is pushing for investments. This coaching thing bleeds instability. Facts. Like, what message is this sending? Over half your teams don't have coaches, and you still don't have, like, it's a rebirth for real. Political says, I think TSpoon may coach Unrivaled. I know you brought that up last week, and I still think that's an excellent, excellent idea, and I hope they actually do that. They said the teams, people, whoever is going to, the players will be assigned to teams or whatever next month, and hopefully they'll also be naming the coaches maybe. Zah says Portland didn't need a team. They should just be Houston. Portland going to end up getting Juju. That is very possible. I mean, I say, Michael, sell the team, sell Chicago and bring them to Houston so I can go ahead and get these season tickets. I would love to do that. Thank you very much. But Juju to Portland, I can see that. Unless, when are they coming out? 2026? Juju's not coming out till 27, right? Or 28, 27? I don't know, because it depends on how they do. Obviously I can see her going number one, or at least being up there. The expansion teams won't get the number one picks. I think this year Valks get the number 5 pick. So if they're staying with that, I don't see her being like less than 2 or 3, if that. I mean, I see her going number 1, but she has a tough class with her as well. So I don't know where she'll end up. The Aces just had too much drama. She didn't build a replacement roster. That part. I thought Juju is 2027. Yep, that's what I said. Portland is 2026. Yep. Eagles brother says Juju coming to Seattle. I already wrote a letter to the organization to make it happen. BBG says class 2027 is going to be super deep. Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at all the sophomores. I think I'm not sure what a group or what account put it out, but Juju, what is it? Madison Booker, Hannah Hidalgo, Malaysia Fawali, MK from LSU, Crooks. I mean, it's so many of them. I think they did the top 20 sophomores this year. Man, that class, I honestly think if we thought this class that came in 2024 was something, wait till 2027. Like, no shade, 2025, 26 is going to be dope too, but this 2027 team or class, ooh, man. Kathy, I don't know if Kathy will still be around by then, but whoever it is, get ready. Get ready. Hold on. Moses says, wow, 2027 is pretty deep. It is. All right, what do we got next? I think next we got the free agents. So these are some of the notable free agents, because there's way too many free agents out there for me to put all of them on here. I just got the most notable ones, and we're going to talk about where we think that they're going, if they're going anywhere. So you got Stewie, And you got Sloop from New York. Both of them are unrestricted free agents. You got look at Connecticut. You got Bonner, AT, Dejanay, and Brianna Jones, all free agents. Dejanay, nope. All of them are free agents. I think Dejanay might be unrestricted or restricted. It's only two restricted ones. And I want to say it's Dejanay and it's Kennedy. Everybody else is unrestricted. But these are free agents. This is 4 of the 5 starting lineup right here. Right here in Connecticut. And they don't have a coach. So that's gonna be interesting. Then we got Kelsey Plum from the Aces. I mean, I thought maybe she wasn't going anywhere, but then Natalie got the head coaching job at the Valks. Don't know if that's appealing to her to go ahead and go over there. We got Kelsey Mitchell from Indiana. I wanted her to come to Chicago. Now that Christy Sides is gone, I'm not sure she's leaving. I'm not sure if it was a team thing, if it was a coach thing, if it was an organizational thing, but we'll see about that. Then Dallas, we have Natasha Howard, who Bendon said peace out. She's not staying in Dallas. She says she's out of here. And then you have Satu, who at first said she wasn't going anywhere, but then in her latest video, or one of her videos she was like, well, I'm a free agent and, I might be testing the water. So I don't know if she was giving us a tease or what's going on, but she's a free agent. Then you have in Phoenix, you got BG and you got DT. DT might be retired or retiring. She hasn't said anything yet. I think she might pull a Candace Parker. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's like time for training camp and she's going to be like, I don't want to do that. Like, I've done this for 22 years. I'm good. I'm going to stay home with my kids and hang out. I'm not doing no training camps. We're not doing that. So we don't know. She hasn't said anything yet, but she is a free agent in BG. BG and her wife just had a baby. BG. By the way, let me say about BG. I just read BG's book, Coming Home. Yo, they put that lady through some stuff over there in Russia. So, I mean, I understand the outbursts now. I get the attitudes now. When she tried to fight Rakia, at first I was like, what is wrong with BG? I read that book and I'm like, oh, okay. It's still some PTSD probably there. I don't want to diagnose her, but she went through a very traumatic situation. And I just think at some times maybe she has a little trigger there that she hasn't, worked out yet. And that's why, but I give her the grace, because if you haven't read her book, look at it. I mean, not look at it, read it. Read it, listen to it. It's really good. But anyway, I think personally, she might be ready to just be done as well. I don't know if she's going to retire. But I feel like she's leaning more towards probably wrapping it up pretty soon if she's not leaving this next season. But as far as leaving Phoenix, I don't see her leaving Phoenix. I don't know. Then we have my girl, Skytown. By the way, shout out to, what is this, Homage? I got it off Phonetics. But my WNBA Jam shirt with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Shout out to Chicago. I'm always repping, even though I don't like Jeff or Michael. Anyway, I got Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter is an unrestricted free agent. Unrestricted free agent just means that they can talk to whoever they want to talk to. That team can make an offer. And if Chicago doesn't match that offer, she can leave. If Chicago matches that offer, she has to stay with Chicago. I'm hoping, when I say these things, I have no love for Jeff or Michael or that organization as a front office. I'm only simply talking about the players and the team. So I want Kennedy to stay in Chicago and keep building with Camilla and Angel and Mick and all them. And I thought I saw someone ask in here, I might have skipped it, if I believe Mac will stay together. I don't know if I saw that in here. Mac is Michaela, Angel, Kennedy, and Camilla, the big four. Um, I really hope they stay together. I really do. I like them together. I think only more time is going to build chemistry. They need reps together. They need time together. They need, they can't, what they did in just that little bit of time, and they didn't even play the whole season together. I think is going to be amazing once, Rachel gets comfortable there. And I mean, Lindsay is there. I'm not sure who all they're going to get, but if they can keep Mac together and build around that, Chicago can be crazy. I'm just disappointed in Jeffrey. I really am. And then we have NECA. Sorry. So Kennedy is an unrestricted free agent, and then we got NECA, who came to Seattle, but she's a free agent right now. Has the option if she wanted to go somewhere else, she can, or she can stay in Seattle. I personally think she'll probably stay in Seattle, but I'm going to see what you guys think. I think that's all I had. Yeah. Let's see. Summer says, friend, how long you been live? 8, girl. Turn the bells on. Turn your bells on. Turn them notifications on so you can see when I'm live. By the way, y'all, shout out to y'all. 129 people in here watching. Give me those thumbs up. I don't know how many I have, but I should at least have 100. I gotta have 100. I would think. I got 122 people in here. I gotta have 100 likes. It's really easy. Hit the thumbs up wherever you are. If you're watching on your computer or on your phone, is really easy. Find that thumbs up, hit it for me. Thank you. That would be very dope of y'all to do that. Please, it helps keep me in the algorithm, helps people to find me, all that good stuff. So hit that like if you can. BBG says Stewie back to New York. Sloot should come back to Chicago. I see Stewie staying in New York. Sloot, I don't think you can pay a player that has left Chicago to come back to Chicago unless they redo that whole front office. I don't see that happening. Maybe because Diamond did come back to Chicago, but I don't see it. I don't see that happening. B Will, hello B Will. B Will says Dejanay is restricted. Okay, so again, she can talk to other teams, and if they make her an offer, Connecticut has to match it in order to keep her. If they don't decide to match it, she can go wherever. The thing is, Chicago has money. Chicago has so much money and cap space to get the players. Is the only thing is, do they want to go there? That's their only drawback. Moses says Bonner AT are a package deal for whoever they sign with. I don't think they're leaving Connecticut. I don't see that happening, but maybe. Zah says so far the best class in the past 7 seasons has been 2018. 2018, that's when Asia came in, correct? Who came in with her? BBG says, I think Khan re-signed Dejanay. Okay. I would like Stephanie to come to Chicago and bring Dejanay with her. Moses says, I'd like to see Dejanay in the Sky Uni. Same, Moses. We're thinking alike. Zah says, if they leave the Sun are automatic rebuild. Yeah. Someone was saying online how it's funny that Marina left Chicago because they were a rebuild team and she wanted to go to a place that had an opportunity to get a championship, just for there to be 4 free agents that were starters and they lost their coach. So they may possibly be in a rebuilding stage as well. They were just saying that's kind of ironic. BBG says, I think Kelsey Mitchell will stay in Indy. Okay. Political says, hit those likes, people. Hit them, please. Eagles brother says, Stewie going to get cored by New York. Sloot should retire. She will come back to New York unless Bonner and Thomas get a divorce. They're coming back to the Sun. I agree with all that. Someone told me Stewie's been cored twice already. I don't know if that's true or not, but if she has been cored twice, she can't be cored again. Zah says BBG to BBG. KM is going to Golden State. We forgot about that, y'all, because even if they protect them, even as a free agent, if they protect you, you are still a free agent and you can go to other teams as an unrestricted free agent. So that's another thing. We have all these players that may want to go to the Valks. I mean, Natalie might have some good persuasion power over there, depending on, what her game plan is. So that's also, you're right, that's also an option. B. Will says Dejanay and Kennedy would be good, but Ken would have to run point. Yeah. Hasn't Dejanay run point before too? I don't know. I like Dejanay to Chicago. Summer has convinced me. B. Will says Mitchell ain't going nowhere. BBG says Zah, I can't see Mitchell as someone who wants a team built around her. KP has more of that franchise power, in my opinion. Okay. Eagles Brother says, I think BG gonna have a tour. This is gonna be her last year. I can see that. Zah says, nah, KP can't lead no ball club. She's a system player. BBG says, so who to the Valks? BBG also says, I hope Chicago keeps Chicago. Or you mean Kennedy? I hope Chicago keeps Kennedy and makes her a priority. But if not, I can see her with the Valks. I can see. Let's put this out here. What if KP leaves and goes to the Valks? Kennedy, if Chicago don't want Kennedy, Kennedy goes to the Aces. What do we think about that? What do we think about Kennedy on the Aces with Jackie and Chelsea, that guard team? What do you think about that? BBG says, I hope Chicago keeps Kennedy. Yeah, I get that. Eagles Brother says, if Nneka don't come back to my Storm, I think she goes to Vegas. She spoke about how she wants to win a championship before she retires, and I think Vegas fits that well. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think more players are going to be wanting to go to New York since they won this championship, or do they not have as much stock as, like, say, Vegas? Because when Vegas won the championship, people were like, I know they're going to win another one. They ended up winning another one. And, I wouldn't say they were close to three-peating, but they were favored to be at least in the finals this season. For New York, I don't really hear a lot of talk about they're definitely going to repeat or whatever. I don't really hear a lot of talk about that. So, I mean, do you think players are going to now try to go to New York in hopes of maybe winning a championship, or maybe try to get on it with Minnesota because, they did very well? I haven't really heard a lot of chatter about that. Zah says to BBG, I just told you. Kelsey Mitchell and Nalissa Smith are going there too, and maybe Dejanay. Where? Going where? Political says those New Yorkers going nowhere fast. BBG says if Chicago doesn't show that they value Kennedy and Jeffrey try to use her for leverage, you will not get the most out of her. Right. If anything, they're going to protect her and definitely try to get something from her. So they might even try to match the offer just to trade her or something. I don't know. I just feel like Jeff will do some weird stuff like that. I don't know. I don't trust Jeffrey at all. Eagles Brother says, I think Kennedy Carter is waiting to see what Spoon does. You think she will go back to, you think she'll be willing to go to whatever team Spoon is at? Yeah. I mean, she has more leverage to do that than the rookies do, because obviously the rookies are stuck in that contract. Even if they want to trade, they can say, I want to trade, I want to trade, I want to trade. If Chicago don't want to trade them, there's nothing they can do. But in a way, even though she's kind of stuck too, but if they made a really good offer, an offer that Chicago didn't want to meet or couldn't meet, then Kennedy could go wherever TSpoon is going. That's why I say, I don't want to lose Kennedy, but that's why I say get TSpoon to the Aces. We can get Kennedy. And then as people start getting off the team, if people want to leave, let's pack my other team up. Let's get the Aces stacked up. let's go for some more championships. Summer says, I know that's right. I don't know what we're talking about. Political says the Eagles. I could see Kennedy in Vegas. Zah says, let me give Jonquil Jones her flowers. She has quietly crafted out a Hall of Fame career with herself. A former MVP and now Finals MVP. She need more respect than on her name. I agree with that. B. Will says 100. BBG says to Eagles Brothers, oh, I could see NECA in Vegas. Interesting. I know NECA said she came to Seattle to play for Noel. So hopefully she's not getting the can. That's going to be crazy. BBG says to Political, I can also see Ken in Vegas, especially if KP leaves. B. Will says 2018, it was Asia, Kelsey Mitchell, and I think Tiffany Mitchell too. Okay. Zah says Asia, Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams, Ariel Atkins, Big Z, Jordan Canada. Jordan Canada that old? I mean, not that they're old, but for some reason I thought she came out later than that. Okay. Miss D is in the house. Hey, JSpot. Hey, Miss D. Political says KP might want to go to the Valks. Summer says also got to keep in mind Toronto and Portland. Yeah, that too. I mean, I don't think anybody is signing any long-term contracts regardless, even before they decided not to renew the CBA. You know, they're going to cut that off after this 2025 season and start negotiating the new CBA. But even before that, I think people were only going to sign 1-year deals anyway, just to be ready for when that new CBA does come up, then they're not stuck in some situation. And plus, they got all these new teams. So I definitely, it's going to be a fun couple years, man. It's so much moving and grooving going on. You got new teams, you got teams without coaches, you got new talent coming into the W. It's all kind of stuff happening. Political says, I guarantee Chicago ownership and management will jack it up. I want them gone. Why can't they leave? Instead of worrying about what players are leaving, why can't they leave? And let's start anew. Let's start fresh. Political says, hit the likes, people. Help her out. Yes, help me out. Am I at 100 yet? Y'all can hit that thumbs up. It's free. It's free to hit the like button, y'all. That's all y'all got to do. Am I at 100 yet? Let me see. Not yet. It's 150 people in here, and I got 50 likes. Come on, y'all. Hit that like on your way in or on your way out, whichever one. I would greatly appreciate it. Miss D says, love Ken going to the Aces. Summer says, no. Are you talking about Ken to the Aces? I don't want Ken to leave Chicago, but if she does leave, why not bring her to the Aces? Zah says, I left out Diamond DeShields out of that 2018 lineup, but she was a monster her first 2 seasons. W Hall of Famers was saying she could be the MJ of the W. B. Will says Kennedy would give Aces another playmaker. They don't have that now outside of Chelsea. True, and you got that quickness. You got someone who can definitely open up the paint to let Asia work. Because she'll draw so much defense that just them trying to chase her around. Can you imagine Chelsea Gray passing to Kennedy? You want to talk about some alley-oops? Oof. Let me not get too hype about that because I need her on Chicago. Miss D says Vegas has more spots to fill than New York. The Demon Knot. Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying. I'm so sorry. But welcome to the show. New York have the cap space to sign any New York doesn't have the cap space to sign any more big players, especially with the big three, JJ, Saab, and Stewie. Okay. Won't have. Okay. Political says $900,000 in money. Some ball players will take the money, but will they be the top ones? Probably not. I don't know. April says Carrington and Reese on the same team. That would be a hot ass mess. Sprinkle it in CC. Oh, hell no. What are we talking about? You don't think Dejanay will be good on Chicago? Where's Summer at? Summer, you gotta put your 2 cents in. And we're talking about sprinkling in what, CC? Caitlin? No, she don't get sprinkled in on no. She's good where she is. She's good where she is. Jim Hicks says Brianna should go to the Heat. What? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. I don't know if you're joking or you made a mistake on the teams. B. Will says, I predict Diamond will go back to herself next year. If not, she'll never get back to that, but I'm hopeful. Diamond is like a walking miracle. Again, if y'all don't know her story and didn't see that little small docuseries or documentary they have here on YouTube about Diamond and how she had that tumor on her spine and she had to learn how to walk again and she kept having these tremors and it was a whole thing. The fact that she is doing well and back on the floor, whether she's back to her old self or not, is a blessing and a miracle. I can't ever say anything bad about Diamond ever. Just her willpower to be playing again is crazy. Zah says, what do you mean? Dejanay and Angel are super cool. B. Will is laughing at April. Eagles brother says, I can see Dana Evans and Elena Deladon going to New York to play a backseat role, but willing to do so for a championship. Okay. I forgot about Elena Deladon. She ain't coming back to Chicago for sure, but I forget about her. Demon Knot says Carrington the Sky wouldn't. For the Sky cannot be bringing in players who can't shoot. Surround Reese and Cardoso with playmakers and shooters. Carrington, I think Carrington is a good player. And she's really good on defense. She ain't no like sharpshooter, but I mean, we got Big Mama and we probably can get, 1 or 2 more, but I like Carrington. Zah says Jordan Canada that old. I didn't mean that old, like the girl ain't. Oh, I'm way older than Jordan Canada. What I'm saying is, I didn't know she came out in 2018. I thought, for some reason, she was like just 2 years removed from college. She has a baby face. She looks really, really young. Political says, yeah, that would work. Kennedy to Vegas. Miss D says, I can't see Dana Evans wanting to play off bench. She thinks she's a starter. Facts. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing about Dana. We'll see. 100 to Demon Knot. I hope if I'm not saying that right, just correct me. Demon Knot says Evans could start with the Valkyries if she's the man in the starring role. Yeah, if Natalie wants to start her, I don't know. She can't be point guard. At least she couldn't be this past season. Maybe her playing overseas this season is helping her out. I'm not sure what position she's playing overseas, but if it's helping her with her skills and stuff like that to run the point, then yeah, she can be. But I'm not really sure. B. Will says, "What's good, political Lil?" Marcus says, "So whose team is it, Angel or Kennedy's in Chicago?" It's Ken and Barbie's. It's Ken and Barbie. No, it's, to me, the franchise player on that team is Angel. And I say that just because she's young, came in as a rookie on a rebuild team, her and Camilla. And I always thought the whole purpose was to start building a team around them, and make them the faces of the team. But doing that doesn't dim Kennedy's light. I think Kennedy can shine just as bright, even in that. It's the same as Asia is clearly Aces is Asia's team. Asia owns the Las Vegas Aces. That you think of Aces, you think of Asia, but you got Kelsey Plum, well, Kelsey Plum, but you got Chelsea Gray, because we don't know where KP is going or not. You got Jackie Young. Those are prominent players as well. And so even though it's Asia's team, you can have some stars on the team too that shine just as bright. Political says Dana need to be a perimeter attack team. I think Dana is a great shooting guard. I think she's a great two guard. I just don't know about her running a point, but like I said, maybe she's improved and she'll be great. I could see Alicia Clark going to Minnesota. Ooh. I think her time in Vegas has run its course. I can see that, but I also know that I know some tough decisions are going to be made as it pertains to Vegas and who they let go, because they're really tight knit over there. But I think Alicia, as long as she wants to play, is still going to be on the Aces, because Becky specifically wanted her to train. I don't want to say train like a dog, but I mean like Kate Martin to shadow Alicia Clark, to be the Alicia Clark when Alicia Clark is gone. She wants her to step in, be able to shoot, be able to be tough on defense, be able to be that leader that Alicia Clark is. Alicia is their defensive leader. She wants her to be that for that team. But she needs to continue to develop. And I think she's going to keep Alicia Clark, as like I said, as long as she wants to play, at least for this next season, to continue to help develop Kate Martin. But we will see. B. Will says CC is Kennedy Carter. Okay, I was just making sure. Political says the players had opted out of the CBA, so what happens to the player contracts they have to end if they want to get more money? Yeah, that's why nobody's signing any long-term contracts. Whatever contracts they're in, they're going to let them run their course. Anyone that signed a 1 or 2 year deal, they're just going to keep signing 1 year deals until the new CBA comes up, and then you'll see more long-term contracts. Everybody loves Juju. What is going on? Ty Young. That's who that is. Thank you, Juju. The live is popping, right? I wish my likes were popping as much as the live was popping. B. Will is laughing. Wody Mack is in the house. Portland is a city supposedly getting a team in the future. Not supposedly. It's announced. It is. And they want to bring a team to Jacksonville as well. There was a team named Fire, Portland Fire. I remember that before, and maybe he meant Fire for Brianna in return. Okay. Well, he said Heat. He said the Heat, but maybe he meant he was thinking Fire and not the Heat. Okay. BBG says, I think Sky needs to bring back Brenna Maxwell, who they waived this season. She was touted as the best pure shooter in 2024 rookie class, right? I'm not mad at that. And for all I know, they could have been talking to her this whole time and just waiting until the season to be over. I don't know. 1 second, y'all. Okay, sorry. But that's a good idea. I would like to see Brenda come back. BBG says Dana needs to fulfill the 2-guard role. She's a better 2. I agree. Walter Max says prospective teams, cities, Portland, Toronto, Jacksonville, Golden State, that would make it an even number of teams again. What do you mean prospective teams though? Because Portland and Toronto and Golden State are already, that's already a done deal. They haven't announced anything that I've heard about Jacksonville, but Portland, Toronto is definitely happening 2026. Golden State is happening 2025. I heard about a Florida team, Orlando, but I haven't heard anything that was, what do you call it, solidified. BBG says she's playing the point overseas right now. Okay. I've been seeing Dana work. She's been working over there. Again, I would love to see her do that here. And I'm not really sure where the disconnect is, but she's doing great over there. Political says, well, they still have Maxwell's rights. Do they? If they waive a player, do they still have rights to you? Because they let you go? I mean, they can pick her back up, but I think anybody can pick her up. I don't know. I have to look that up, but I'll see about that. Keisha says they're not going to give Angel no help because they want CC to win the chip. Now that's CC. You're talking about Caitlin. We'll see. This is not to you. This is just to that idea that April says Carrington, if she leaves, will probably go back to where she's from, California. Okay. So Carrington to the Bay. Okay. Zai says, I think Demon Not name is a play on the word Democrat. Correct if I'm wrong my good sir. Oh, I kind of thought that too, but I didn't. So not a Democrat. Is that what that means? The franchise player is Reese and Cardoso. Zai says, ooh, you speaking from a political perspective. Yeah, Kathy would quietly veto a trade that would give AR some significant help. Like, I hate reading into those conspiracy theories because they get me upset. They really do. Leave my girl alone, please. Oh, Zai's just a random username. Okay. See, I didn't know, but Demon, am I saying it right? Demon Nat. B. Will says Dana's perfect backup for Kennedy. It's too bad they couldn't make it work. They could make it. Just something wasn't gelling there with her. It just, I don't know. Some days she played well. She would come off the bench and really give some help. And other days it just wasn't working out for whatever reason. But it's also probably they needed time to like be together and play together. Like everybody there. Not that some of them had played together before, but not necessarily on that team with that coach in this situation. So I think they just needed time. Political says, and they better hurry up once these 3 classes come, the chip window might close. Waldy Max says, I know it probably won't happen, but I would like to see Janelle Salouin come from EuroLeague to the Liberty and maybe Marine Johannes come back to. Oh, Marine says she's New York. They interviewed her. She says as far as she knows, she's with the New York Liberty. Obviously, she didn't play this past season because of priorities, and she played with the Olympic team, and she couldn't make it back in time, so she couldn't play this year. But she says she's with New York. Hopefully, she gets to stay with New York, is what she said. But also, I say, get her over to Chicago. I'm trying to grab as many people as I can because not all of them are going to get over there. So as many as I can get, somebody's going to shake. We can use her. That's a sharpshooter right there. B. Will says, say that again, JSpot. K. Martin has a place on the Aces. They know what they want from her. Yeah, that I do. I mean, that's what Becky said. Becky said she wants her to be the Alicia Clark, like that six person. She was already doing that. She was getting playing time before Sid, before KB, definitely before Queen. Like when Alicia had to be in the starting lineup, the very next person coming off the bench, obviously besides Tip Hayes, was Kate Martin. So I think she's definitely kind of trying to develop her to be that player. Political says Dana thinks she's way better than Kennedy, so she cried about playing behind her. Juju says coaches have to be in place ASAP or believe they have something November 26th regarding lottery draft order, unrestricted stuff. Not sure. I'll find out. Well, November 17th is the lottery draft. So you would think they would be in place by then, but I don't know. But the lottery draft is November 17th. And then the Valkyries draft is December 9th, I believe. Ms. D says, I saw a video that said the Aces fired Natalie Williams because she let Becky get her way and they didn't develop players and kill players' career like Money Martin and KB. I don't think Kate Martin's career is killed, and KB, I mean, I don't know why they don't let her play, but I don't think Natalie got fired because she lets Becky get her way. I think Mark Davis has a really good relationship with Becky, and he lets Becky do whatever Becky wants to do. Prior to the, and I don't say that in a bad way, but prior to Phoenix's coach coming in, being the highest paid coach in the W, Becky was the highest paid coach in the W. I think she gets $1 million or a little bit over $1 million for coaching there. But I think that organization has a really strong relationship with Becky as well as Mark Davis. So I don't think she got fired because of that. I think it's something else, but that's just what I think. Zah says the live popping because they happy I'm back. And of course, because J Boog is a charmer. Oh, thank you. Demon Knot says, yep, I would love Maxwell to come back. B. Will says, yep, Political is too bad. I thought they were good together on the floor as well. Political says, Dana played overseas last year. Yes, she did. April says, I think the unrestricted or restricted agents will make a decision on a team depending on who's coach. Right. That's why they also need to like get it together. But free agency doesn't start until February. So they have time, but obviously you don't want to make any like super quick decisions. I mean, it starts in February, goes through, I think, training camp. But yeah, they need to just name these coaches fast. Juju comes 2028. Is it 28? She's a sophomore now. 2025, she's a sophomore. 2026, she's a junior. 2027, she's a senior. I think it's 2027. Wait. 2023 to 24, she was a freshman. 24, 25, sophomore. 25, 26, junior. Yeah, 26, 27, senior. So yeah, I think it's 2027. Political says, I think Vegas going to keep Money. Think Vegas going to keep Money Martin? Yeah, they're keeping Kate. Juju staying in LA homegrown all day. Valkyries or Sparks? Miss D said, I wonder, that was the opinion of the YouTuber, but you are correct, Political Lil. Bill says, Lynx needs size. It'll be interesting to see what Reeve does about it. They do need some post presence. April says the machine behind the scenes is who's running things. I agree. Oops, 2027. Yeah. Summer says Asia not letting Kate money go. Smoke Jr. is in the house. Hello, fam. Hello, Smoke Jr. Welcome to the show. Smoke says Brenna Maxwell in her first 4 games in Spain, 8.5 points per game, 27.3 on 2-pointers, 40% on 3-pointers, 80% free throw, 2.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists in 23.3 minutes a game. Don't know about her defense, but the jury is still out. I'm glad to know that she's healed up and she's ready to go. So we'll see what happens if Jeffrey picks her up. April says, but as soon as the point guard played on a regular, Martin sat most of the season. Yeah, because her job is not to be a starter. What I mean by Alicia Clark is Alicia is the 6th player. So whenever they need to sub somebody, Alicia was the person that came in, and Alicia made a difference when she came in. She can shoot. She's very good on defense. She can, I mean, she can do things around the floor, and that's what I'm saying. Kate Martin, she's developing her to be what Alicia Clark is, and then eventually I think she could turn into be more. Obviously, she's not just wanting her to be a six player, but I think eventually, because after a while, some of these older players that's on the team aren't going to be there anymore. They're going to need some youth there. And I think by that time, Kate Martin is so developed because she's played with Chelsea, because she's played with Asia, because she's played with Jackie, because she's played with Kelsey, because she's played with Alicia Clark. Like, she's ready. I think. Oh, did y'all hear that? My dogs are going to kill themselves. He tried to jump on the couch and just ate it. He didn't make it, but he's up there now. Please lay down. I can't afford any vet bills. Thank you. Keisha says the players don't want to go to Chicago because they seen what they did to Teresa. Facts. Miss D says that the Aces give up on Maya Hollingshed. I don't know. I don't know if I know who that is. Marcus says, so who thinks Raven Johnson is a first rounder and makes a roster? Right here, I do. If Raven comes out this next season, I don't know if she will because she has another year she could play. If she comes out, I can definitely see her going first round. And where do I want her to go? Ding, 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 ding. Chicago. We need a true point guard so bad. And I was hoping we would get a seasoned vet as a point guard that could teach somebody like Raven or whoever we end up getting, particularly Raven, just because Raven knows how to pass into the post. Raven comes from the same programs that Camilla and Angel come from. Raven has played with Angel. Raven has played with Camilla. Raven has been coached by Don Staley. Like, all the pieces are there. She just needs to be developed. So I definitely think she can go first round. Will she? I don't know. Will she come out? I don't know. B. Will says, depending on when Juju turns 22. Summer says, Bree Jones to the Lynx. Yeah, you were saying that. Wody Max says, speaking of Bree, she is playing right now on Praha EuroLeague. Oh, Prague. Well, I know that doesn't spell Prague, but she's in Prague with Izzy. I didn't know that. B. Will says, Bree Jones not a good fit for the Lynx. April says, how many head coaches do you think will be recycled and how many new head coaches? That's a good question. So out of Kurt Miller, Latricia Tremmel, Stephanie White, Christy Sides, TSpoon, and Tanisha Wright. I'm missing somebody. Oh, and Tebow from Washington, Eric. I don't see Eric coming back. I don't think Atlanta's coach is coming back. Tanisha Wright. At least not right now. I can see Kurt maybe being used. Definitely Stephanie White. Christy Sides is up in the air for me. Tremmel is another one. Someone was saying maybe she can go to Washington. I don't know if y'all said that or somebody was telling me that earlier. But I don't know. That's hard to I think we're going to see some new coaches, and my fear is I just honestly don't want the W to turn into just it being a league full of like less qualified white men that are just getting a bunch of money to come to these teams. I don't want it to turn to that. We need more women. We need more women of color. This is a women's league, where like the majority is Black, and I would just love to see it be reflected in the coaches that we have. We only have one coach left. That's Noel Quinn. But I think we need more women. I don't want it. I don't want them to like throw a bunch of men in there just because they were NBA assistant coaches but never coached women. And I'm worried that that's what they're going to do, because they're going to run out of time of getting some people. They're going to go to what they know. But I want it to stay majority women. I want it to be really qualified women. Like I said, I would love for it to be diverse as well. But I don't know. But I think we're going to get some new coaches. I would say at least, I'm going to say 3 new coaches. I think it's going to be 3 brand new coaches. Not like brand new to coaching period, but brand new like to the W. But we'll see. We'll see. KBAF, what is up? How are you? Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Miss D says Raven is second best guard. I think the Valks should pick her, but she might slip to the Sky. Sky got the number. Well, we don't know what pick we have. 1 through 4. Whatever. If we get a higher pick than Dallas, obviously Dallas gets that pick. But we go no lower than 4 on our first pick, and I think we get pick 7 or 8 or something again. So right now they're projecting that we will get Anissa Morrow at 3, and we will get Tahina Powpow at 7 or whatever. I forgot that pick was. Now they've been switching between Powpow and Raven, because some of them have Raven on the little mock drafts and some of them don't. So I mean, I'll take Powpow too. Like, no shade, I'll take Powpow as well. Again, they come from programs that know how to play inside out games, and they're not shoot first point guards. They look to pass, they look to create. And I think Raven's a better point guard than Tahina Powpow, but I think both of them can get the job done. Demon Knot says Raven needs to improve her shooting. I hope that's the case. She says she's working on it. She is working on it. And if it's one thing we know, Raven Johnson, if she says she's working on something, she will work on it. We saw what she did to Iowa. That's all I'm saying. And that was a goal, and that was not even a goal. That was something in her mind that she wanted to do. She didn't want people to sag off of her, and she wanted to improve her defense, and look what she did. Waldy Mack says, hot take. But since they opted out of the CBA, it's feasible to think the cap goes from 1.5 million to 3 million or better. All said, if players don't want to go to Sky, now EuroLeague All-Stars will get checks. I mean, somebody will go there. Somebody will go there. BBG says Natalie Williams may actually be looking at a coach to be coach on this next chapter. Didn't think about that. That's something. Keisha says, I wish Alexis Morris wasn't so dramatic, because she would be good at point. I agree with that. BBG says, I think Lex will get another chance maybe in 2026 when more teams are added. She is doing better and playing in Iceland, getting her stock back up. B. Will says, I heard something about LT going to Chicago as head coach. Yeah, I've been hearing that rumor. We talked about that earlier in the show. I still don't know how I feel about it. Demonot says that's why. I mean, not Demonot. Marcus says to Demonot, that's why I don't think she makes a roster, because better guards than her have been cut from the W. I think if we get Raven, she's not going anywhere. That's what I think. Kelsaw Link, hello. Dallas needs a GM and a coach. The Tebows could work there. You're right. I didn't even think about that. You're right. April says, I think Quinn is also on the chopping block. People keep saying that. I don't want it. No. Juju says, what about Bonner and Thomas to the Fever? Somebody got to go then. If they're going to the Fever, some people got to go. Send Kelsey Mitchell to Chicago. We need a roster, so I'm just going to keep throwing their names out there. BBG says, I agree, Jay. Our coaching staff should reflect the league as much as we can. Yep. Demonot says that was before. Rookie might be getting more playing time in the next few years. Rookies were iced out back then. Demonot thinks Raven makes it. Juju says, I like Kelsey Plum with the Valk. She works well with the next generation. Marcus says, only Gamecock I have for sure making a roster at South Carolina is Full Wiley. She ain't coming out to 2027. You're saying ain't nobody from South Carolina making it to the W until 2027? Come on now, Marcus. Come on now. I don't believe that one. Zah says, how Eric Tebow get himself fired. He had made it. He had it made. The job was passed down to him and he fumbled the bag. Well, him and his daddy got fired. So that's why. That's how he got fired. They fired the daddy. And when they fired the daddy, they said the son can go too. You and your son can go. So that's why they're a package deal and they got let go. BJ is in the house. B. Will, you're right. Bree Jones doesn't fit on the links. Demonot says to Marcus, Pow will make it. She fits into all 12 teams. All of these teams need what Pow is great at, and it's shooting. Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Do you think Steph is going to the Fever? I do. I don't want her to, but I do. I do think she's going there. April says Bonner is going to retire, in my opinion. She says, well, she's definitely not going to retire this upcoming season. She says she's not going anywhere. She might after that, but I think she's going into year 15 or something like that. So for sure, this 2025 season, she says she's playing. Other than that, I don't know what else is going on. Keisha says, I wish Lisa Leslie would coach, would be Chicago head coach. I would love Carolyn Peck. I would love Lisa Leslie. I would love Cheryl Miller. I would love Stephanie White. But the streets be talking. And all of those people besides Stephanie White, those people are very cool, especially Lisa Leslie is very cool with TSpoon. And they know what went down. They know what really went down. And I think nobody wants to go and deal with that. I don't think anybody, I think Chicago's front office left a real nasty taste in not only players, with players, but with coaches. And I think that either coaches are going there saying, I'll come there and coach, but you got to pay X amount of money. I need this on my contract. I need this on my contract. I need this to be guaranteed. I need this. And Chicago either doesn't want to do it or they're not meeting it. Or they're just not getting any prospects. I mean, Jeff says the phone was ringing off the hook, yet we're still here months later and we ain't got no coach. So, well, has it been months? We're in October. Nah, it's been a month, a little bit over a month and some change. But we ain't got no coach. So I think people talk in the industry. I think people know exactly what they're up against, especially these coaches. And it ain't worth it to them to have to like be playing under pressure like that, or, coaching under pressure like that. So we'll see about that. Zah says, dang, toss them boys like Jazzy Jeff. Wody Max says, Stephanie White was hired by the current GM. The Fever hired. It don't mean a lot, but they have a relationship. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. That might be a selling point for Stephanie. Hey, y'all, if y'all in here, give me the likes, please. Run those likes up. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe. And if you feel like blessing the platform, you can hit that Cash App at the bottom. I'm not monetized. I don't have a membership. So if you ever want to donate to the cause, it is $ JSpotNetwork on Cash App. Thank you very much. Back to the show. Waldy Mac says, I see people are saying Christy Sides would be great for the Sky. I don't know that much about Christy Sides to know if she would be good or not. I'm not really sure about that. Demonot says, Lisa Leslie says she won't coach. Lisa did say in a podcast that she would love to work out with Angel this offseason. Yeah, I saw that. Lisa is coaching right now. Well, not right now, but she coaches the big three. I don't know. I haven't watched it currently, but I know last year she was coaching. They made it to the finals. They lost. The year before that, I think she won the championship. So she's been with big three for a few years. She's a really good coach with them. She might. Well, I was gonna say maybe she'll go to Unrivaled, but I think if she has a contract with Big Three, is probably a conflict of interest to do Unrivaled. That would be interesting to see. I would like to see her do that. Let me take this off. Zah says Carolyn would mess around and have Chicago in the finals with her Peck talks. Right. That's why I love Carolyn Peck. I wish she would coach. I think she said she didn't want to as well. But I think she would be great. She used to coach in the W in the very beginning. But I would love for her to coach Chicago. I think she would be great for the bigs. She believes in defense and doing the dirty work and developing players. And, she can be tough on them as well. But I also think she's a player's coach. I just think we need someone that can do both. I think we need in Chicago a very tough coach, a coach that is all about the X's and O's and knows how to execute, but also is very nurturing, very caring, is a player's coach, can relate to the players, can get them to buy into whatever it is that they have going on. They are a broken team right now. There's a lot of emotions coming from all sides, not just about TSpoon, just about the organization, just about the rebuilding and all that other stuff. So you're going to need a coach that can come in there and be able to untangle all that's going on and be able to produce a good product. And I don't know how many current coaches are out there like that could do that. I'm not saying Carolyn can. I'm just saying that's the kind of coaches they probably need. Wondy Max says, because Sides likes to pound the paint, and that's the type of players the Sky have. Okay. Keisha says they want Stephanie White so she can be the yes man to Cece. Oh. B. Will says, if Chicago hires LT, it would make me so mad. What would make the TSpoon situation that much worse? Yeah, I talked about that. They just seem too much alike. Not necessarily alike, but I don't see LT bringing anything different than what TSpoon was doing and trying to do, other than LT having a little bit more coaching experience. I really don't see it's not jumping out at me that she's such a different coach. Not saying they're bad, but I'm saying you fired TSpoon just to hire someone kind of like her. It doesn't make sense. Political says it's going to be hostile takeover when money comes. The suits coming to pick them dollars. Waldy Mack says coaches who ran a spread offense and up-tempo schemes will probably be the next crop of coaching blood to get opportunities with guards who push pace and have range. Kelsauce says Peck isn't leaving ESPN. It's easy to give those pep talks from the studio. I don't think she wants to get back into the grind. Yeah, she said she didn't want to. David is in the house. Coaches should be chosen on merit. The sex or color or coach shouldn't matter. The W needs to be a basketball league rather than a black league or a lesbian league. Well, that's the kind of thinking you may have, but I definitely feel like the coaching staff needs to represent and be indicative of what we see the players. So I don't care if they're lesbian or not, but I mean, I don't know, you brought that up, but I definitely would like to see it be predominantly women in a women's league. And I would like it to see, I would like it to be diverse with people of color and black women, Latin, Hispanic, Indian, whatever that looks like, but people of color and people that are qualified. And we can have all of that. So, I mean, I get your thinking. I don't necessarily agree with that. And people are quick to jump to that conclusion, to be kind of taken aback when we start talking about that. Because I guess it makes people uncomfortable. But I mean, that's the league that's the league that we have. I don't know what else to say. Ghost says nobody coaching the big three. She coaches, Ghost. She got the championship. BJ says, I agree that TSpoon firing has blown the lid off Chicago's mess. I don't think anyone wants that job without major growth in the ownership. Facts. Political says the league is an inclusive league. All are supposed to be welcome. Yep, that part. Ghost says, big three coaching is like when my aunt comes over to help around the house drinking natty lights on the porch. Okay. Smoke says to David, these are the best players in the world on merit, and nearly 3/4 of them are black. Keisha says WNBA changed since CC came to the league. Political says to BJ, that organization is never going to change. But I hope they do. The day that they do, it's going to be a marvelous day. I'm going to act up online. Political says to Keisha, that was the plan, but it's not going to pan out the way they think. Nate says, unpopular opinion, but TSpoon wasn't bringing free agents in. They asked Jeff, was that true? He confirmed that they were told free agents didn't want to play for Spoon. Where did he say this at? Because I can most certainly guarantee you that a lot of free agents didn't want to come play in Chicago well before TSpoon got there. There are players, and I've said this before, Kalia Copper, Candace Parker, Alana Smith, Courtney Williams, Sloot, Elena Deladon, all those players don't want to come back to Chicago. And it ain't got nothing to do with TSpoon. So, I mean, if Jeff wants to make TSpoon the scapegoat, which it seems that's what it is, I don't see all the love that TSpoon has gotten around the league after being fired. I don't see her being a reason why free agents don't want to come to Chicago when there's a handful of players. Almost every player that has played for Chicago has left Chicago and doesn't want to come back. And that was, again, well before TSpoon was there. So I think they need to kind of look within themselves and take some responsibility. Jeff wasn't there as the GM at that time, but I think the organization itself needs to look inside themselves and be like, we might be the issue. Like, we can blame the coach, but, who didn't want to come back because of TSpoon? None of those players played with TSpoon. They didn't want to come back before she got there. So I think they need to look at that. And if that's what Jeff is saying, I wouldn't put that past Jeffrey saying something like that, because they don't want to take responsibility for anything. BJ says guarantees on the contract will help maybe. David says, I love watching entertaining players regardless of color. I've seen a lot of racism against CC. Okay. That's your opinion. I respect it. I have not seen that. I've seen the opposite, actually. And I've seen a lot of racism coming from people who claim to be CC fans, not only at players, but at just regular people, myself included. So I don't see that side of people being racist against CC. I've not seen that, but that's your opinion. Rajon says people are saying Trammell is a great coach. Clearly aren't Wings fans. Juju says, what's good, JSpot? What's going on? Ghost says, I'm a fan of Black. Oh, stop it. Stop it, Ghost. Now you're just trolling. Juju says, what up, JSpot? What's good? What's going on? Political says, never trust the word of a liar. If they thought that, they never would have hired her, which they did, trying to keep Copper. That's some BS, right? David, I get what you're saying, but I don't agree with you. And we're not going to go back and forth on that. Rajon is laughing. Ghost says Jeff would say that. Is there anybody else to support that theory? BJ is saying, I agree. Changes have to happen in Chicago, and TSpoon wasn't the problem. Political says Jeff wants to be a coach. Ain't no phone ringing off the hook. He growing a beard because he lying every minute of the day. Where do y'all see him at? Did he do an interview recently and I didn't see it? I need to find it. If he did, somebody let me know. I would like to see it if he did like a little interview or press conference. Ghost says Boog's still sad about losing Mabry, but she still got her poster up in the living room. I never had a poster of Mabry. I like Marina. Not sad that she's not there anymore. I don't know where you get that information from. Nate said he said it at the facility groundbreaking. All those players you just mentioned left for different reasons, mostly wanting to win in a practice facility. Okay, but that has nothing right. But what I'm saying, well, I watched that and he didn't say, maybe I missed it. I'll go watch it again. I didn't see him say that it was true that no free agents wanted to come there because of TSpoon. I didn't hear any of that. And I watched the whole interview. So maybe I missed something. But I mean, again, I believe the front office, if that's what they're saying, is just using her as a scapegoat. She wasn't even there long enough to get any free agents. I'm not really sure what it is. I mean, the conditions that Chicago had for those players, Candace Parker said her going to the Aces was the first time in her 13 years or however long she had played that she even had her own locker. Kalia Copper was saying like she's just happy to be in Phoenix where all she has to do is worry about worry about playing and not when she's going to eat or whatever is going on. People have constantly complained about the conditions in the front office there. That is a reason why you can't draw free agents as well. It's not. I don't think you can just totally blame the coach when players talk. Players talk around the league. They have friends around the league. They go to different teams and they talk. And I think that word of mouth more than anything. And then you see the players not wanting to come back there. I think that's a louder or a bigger reason than blaming it on TSpoon is what I'm saying. But I'm not saying it to you, Nate. I know you're saying what you saw. But I'm just saying, speaking in reference to Jeff. Mike says, I have a theory. Stephanie White to Sky, Lisa Bluter to Fever. League needs the Sky to be good, so Sky versus Fever rivalry brings in ratings. Somebody said that's never going to happen, that she's not, Lisa Bluter is not going to coach in the W. I don't know who said that and why, but that I just heard that. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if that gets me, Stephanie, to Chicago, I'm all for it. Rajan says Jeff is a newbie himself. I know TSpoon. I don't know him. LOL. Right. Jeff just got there himself. You're right. Like, anyway. Nate says Kai definitely still loves Chicago. She just wanted to win. So did Marina. She loves Chicago. She doesn't like that organization. That's what I'm saying. She loves the city. She loves the players that she plays with. She does not like that organization. Gabby Williams, that's another one. Gabby said, I will never come back there as long as those people are there. I'm never coming back there. That was a free agent they could have had right up their sleeve. No. She says, never will I come back there. Mike says Miller is known as a good coach, but might not work with Kennedy Carter because of their history with the Sparks. Cheryl, what do you mean? I know it wasn't good there for Kennedy, but was Cheryl a part of the Sparks? Did I miss that? Political says I like size for the Sky. Think she do well. Plus, she's an assistant. She was an assistant with the Sky. Smoke, I see your comment. I'm not gonna bring it up because I'm not addressing him in those comments anymore, but I see you. BJ says if Jeff is saying it's bull blank facts. Edward says the Sky should get size because I'm petty and it would make my day if she can get the Sky to at least the second round. Ooh, you're saying let Size go to Chicago and take them further than the Fever could go. But if the Fever gets Stephanie White, do you think they can go further than they went with Sides? Marty Mack says, I don't like what? Hugh White people. I'm a race car driver too. I don't know what that means. MJ Lovers in the house. What's going on? What up, though? Zah says, Ghost trying to make sure you never get monetized. Right? He is not helping me out at all. Ain't helping the cause at all. I'm never going to get monetized. Mike says Cheryl Swoop also wants to coach Reese. Yeah, but not in Chicago. Cheryl says she will never. She said, hell no, I'm not coaching in Chicago, is what she said. Let me see. Walter Max says the comment about the EuroLeague official channel I made keep getting pulled. The games with Dana, Bree, Izzy, Ariel, Atkins, and more are there and highlights too quick for consumption. Oh, you have a channel? You have a channel that you show EuroLeague games on. Is that what you're saying? It keeps getting pulled down. Yeah, because they YouTube don't play about copyright. Like they'll pull, if it's like mostly copywritten stuff, like you're showing a game or something like that, they'll pull it off. But if you got that channel, drop it in the comments so people can go subscribe. April says, damn, professional ballers sharing lockers. It ain't even sharing lockers, April. They don't have a locker. They use a locker while they're playing, then they have to take all their stuff out and take it home with them. When they leave for the summer, they got to take everything out because they don't have a dedicated space to keep their stuff. Unlike a New York, a Phoenix, Seattle, Vegas, those lockers are theirs as long as they're with the team. That player facility is open whenever they want it, whatever time of the year, whatever day or night. They're not sharing it with anybody. They're not sharing it with an NBA team or a rec team or whatever. That's theirs to lock up and keep whenever they want. They have keys they can get in and out of it versus the other teams that don't have that dedicated spot. So yeah, when they leave the games, they have to take all their stuff with them because another team is coming there or it's a makeshift, it's a makeshift locker. But it is mad crazy. You've been in the league 13, 14 years. And the first time you got a locker was the last time because Candace retired right after that. So after all her years of playing, 1 year she got a locker. She got to live in the lap of luxury for 1 full year. And then it was one and done. Go says, isn't Tina Charles in Europe too? I'm not sure about that. BBG says to Rajan Wright, Snoop. Spoon is a legend. She is proven. Edward says Miller wasn't the coach when Kennedy was there. Wasn't it Derek Fisher? Was it Derek Fisher? Mike says when Carter left the team, Miller, the Sparks. When Carter left the team, Miller was the Sparks. What? Miller, the Sparks coach, was there. Not Cheryl Miller, but the guy. I don't know. I thought it was Derek Fisher. I might be wrong. Juju says, thank you, JSpot. That's the date, November 17th. BJ says, yes, Miller was an assistant coach on the Sparks. Okay. Nate Daniel says, hi, hello. Oh, wait. Nate Daniel Miller, Mount Zion Apostolic Charlotte. Okay, what should I call you? Can I just say Nate Daniel? MJ Lover says, no one should go to Chicago until they start explaining themselves in that front office. Mike says, trust me, I watch Sides coach. She's really bad in terms of coaching. They won based on talent. Spoon better than Sides, in my opinion. Oh. Rajan says, Sides is a good coach. The narrative shift would be hilarious. April says, interesting. Will the Fever win more than 20 games next season? MJ says, I agree. I believe Sides is a good coach. Nate says, I've been a Sky fan since the first finals against the Mercury, and I remember Gabby. She was okay, but couldn't shoot to save her life. I'm fine with not having her, not wanting to be in Chicago, to be honest. But she's a great shooter now. I mean, she was a little streaky in Seattle because she got on the team super late, but she killed it in the Olympics. Ghost says, Boog better not let her dog talk too much or YouTube will claim she's violating DMX copyright. Nathaniel says Jada Williams in WNBA. Rajan says, very respectfully, trust me, I don't trust you. Political says every free agent that left Chicago pointed to the ownership and management lack of player investment as the reason they got gone. That part, say it again. Mike says problem is some of the owners are billionaires and don't care about spending money. Other owners aren't and are more conservative with spending money. Mercury owner owns two of the biggest mortgage companies. That's true. April says, was it the same for Parker in LA? What do you mean? That she didn't have a locker? LA has to be a founding team, like one of the original teams. They don't have anything like dedicated to their players. There's no player facility. There's no dedicated thing. That's why ncaa left. And ncaa just left the season before this one because she said she was tired of being without. That's crazy. ncaa is another person who had been in the league 11 years, and Seattle is the first time she gets a dedicated spot for her stuff because she was with LA this whole time without it. So yeah, it's crazy. Ghost says, I wouldn't mind sharing a locker with Angel. It probably smells like cocoa butter and wine coolers. What kind of wine coolers? Which ones? What does wine coolers smell like? Edward says Coach Miller. Kurt Miller. Okay. What Kurt Miller was the coach of the Suns when Kennedy was there. Fisher was the head coach. Okay. Kurt Miller was not the coach of LA. He was in with the Suns. He just became the coach of LA. It was only 2 years this past season and the year before. And then when Kennedy was with LA, Fisher was there. Look who it is. Hey, Key. Okay. I'm so happy to see you. I know I'm a few minutes off, but hey, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Mike says, I was a former coach and tracked the team. Size was bad. Hammond, Reeve, White, the best. Sandy, good. Mercury coach, also good. Juju says, I'm petty too, so sides. I'm petty too, get sides, LOL. BBG says Derek Fisher beginning of the season through June 7th. Then it was Fred Williams to the end of the season. Kurt Miller decided not to re-sign Kennedy. So Ken never played for him. D. Fisher, terrible coach. Yeah, I saw that documentary with Candace Parker, and she didn't have nice things to say about Derek Fisher. April G says, I got it an early morning, got to get some sleep. Good night, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. I know I started late. It is late. I'm going to get out of here pretty soon. I got like 2 more slides and I'm out of here. Nathaniel said Don Staley to the Indiana Fever. Don does not want to coach in the W. I would love to have her coach the W, but she says she's not interested. Mike says if I'm wrong, sides will get picked up this week. April says yes. Wody Max says, okay, a lot I wanted to respond to. I'm late. Number 1, I was saying the official EuroLeague YouTube channel here on YouTube has all the games. Okay. 2, Tina Charles is playing in the Euro 2 on the same team as Gabby, Nico Mule, and Atkins. Okay. Mike says he coached overseas. BBG says Derek Fisher. Oh, I already read that. How did that pop up again? Mike says Reeves so good she should be an NBA. Surprised she isn't. Hammond was expected to be the next NBA coach before leaving. Sandy is good, but the team is stacked. Political says, I tell you what, TSpoon has kept quiet. they will keep trashing her. When she opens her mouth, it's not going to be nothing nice. Yep, she's waiting. I think she's waiting for a certain time. And I actually think it's when the season maybe is starting. She doesn't want to ruffle anything. She wants to maybe either get picked up by a team. Maybe, if she talks a lot, I'm not saying she can't tell her truth, but it might be off-putting to some potential teams or something like that. Because maybe she about to let it out. Cheryl Swoops made it seem like she had a lot to say. So I can't wait. Juju says Kurt Miller. MJ says, what? Wait a minute. Key is in here. What up, Key? Ghost says size improved the team's record, took them to the postseason. I really don't understand the she is a bad coach take. Key says same to you for sure. Hi, y'all. We missed you. Ghost says peace. April Political says Jeff was already with Chicago as a development coach. He was promoted to GM. He is the owner's plant boy. BJ says thanks. Mike says to Rajan, the good coaches will get picked up quick. The Fever brought in former coach Hughes from Seattle to help during the Olympic break. MJ Lover says looks like game 5 for the Dodgers and the Yankees. I don't watch baseball, but what does that mean? The New York won? Because they were down, right? 3-0. My friend is a Yankees fan, so I know his heart was broken. Surprised the Yankees were down 3-0. Ghost says, not for nothing, but I like having Dawn Staley in college. She's doing good work, lifting women up and getting them an education and a career. She can have a big, big impact for future generations. I agree with that. MJ says, I hope they are growing these new W coaches on trees because there are a lot of vacancies and they better not recycle bad coaches. I'm just saying. Mike says, Spoon is smart. No point in burning bridges. The league is getting serious and Liberty will probably bring her in for some sort of front office position. I was also thinking that New York loves her. She loves New York. I can definitely see her being some part of that organization. Rajan says, everyone is getting fired. There's a messy power void that will remain messy. You just admitted Spoon was a good coach, so your argument is already shaky. Oh, y'all talking in here. Nathaniel says, WNBA expansion, Charlotte 2028. You heard that? Sess is in the house. What up, Sess? Sess says, what up, JSpot? If you are not subscribed to Sess, go ahead and do that. That is my partner in crime. I didn't tell her this, but we're going to probably be live for the expansion draft. I know we talked about, not the expansion draft, the lottery draft. We talked about the expansion draft, but if I don't have to work and I'm available, I love when we do our tandem lives together. So hopefully we can do that. Get those likes up, y'all. Get those likes up. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sess. YouTube and all platforms. Dana Evans. Oh, you're talking about the EuroLeague YouTube. It has Dana Evans, Nico Mule, Timmy Fagbenle are on the same team. The others, I can't pronounce those words. We live then. Okay, that's all you got to say. If I ain't got to work, we live. If I ain't got to work, Seth and I will be live November 17th, and we will be live December 9th for those two drafts. Political says the player's major gripe is that the owner is a real estate mogul in commercial real estate, and you can't build a facility even after winning a chip. Only reason they doing it now, all eyes on them. Facts. All right. So before I get out of here, I had couple other things. Right. Okay. So last Thursday to be exact, on her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, when she had number one creep, Shaquille O'Neal on there, she announced that her signature shoe is dropping. It is coming out 2026. This is her ad for that. They also announced that she signed a multi-year deal with Reebok. So she's continuing her relationship with the shoe brand to get more clothing out. I think her and her agent was talking about another line coming out with Reebok outside of the one she already has. So shout out to Angel. That's my girl. Shoe is coming out. We shall see what it's looking like. We got Asia Wilson's shoe dropping next year. I believe did they say January? Or was it a little bit closer to the beginning of the season? But Asia got her shoe coming out 2025. And then Lil Sis Angel has her shoe coming out 2026. Then a little bit of college stuff. I know these are just exhibition games, but can I tell y'all, Big Foe is looking good. Big Foe is looking good. She came in, dropped 30 on them girls, had a double-double. Niece looked good. Shepard looked good. Michaela Williams didn't play. Poa didn't play. Aaliyah Del Rosario, she needs a little bit, she looks a little rusty. She needs a little bit of work. But the big three, well, I didn't see Michaela play. But Niece and Big Foe, whew, looking good. Miracle Shepherd, woo. That girl caused so many turnovers with that team. Again, just doing exhibition games, I understand, but those girls, they are looking so good, so excited to watch my LSU Tigers play. And then these are my three teams. You already know how I get down. I'm a LSU, South Carolina, Notre Dame fan, and I will be following them this upcoming season along with any other games that I can watch. We're going to talk about those games. I might have to change my night from Tuesday night depending on work, but I will still go live at least once a week. Stay tuned on my community page. I'll let y'all know how that changes, but I hope y'all still hang with me. Hit those bells, hit that subscribe. That way y'all know when I'm going live. But some early mentions, Flau'jae Johnson, Anissa Morrow, Michaela Williams, preseason watch list for the Naismith Trophy. For Notre Dame, you got Hannah Hidalgo, Olivia Miles, Sonia Citron on the watch list. And then for South Carolina, Tahina Powell, Malaysia Fulwiley, and Raven Johnson are all on the watch list. My girls. These are my girls. I cannot wait. I can't wait for the season to start. It starts next week. If I'm not mistaken, is it November 8th or November 4th? I can't remember, but I already got it set to record and all that good stuff. I'm very excited for that. And that's it on the slides. I'm going to go through these comments one good time, and then we're going to get out of here. I really appreciate everyone that's in here. Give me the likes. Subscribe. Turn the bells on so you get the notifications. I love when y'all come in here and interact as long as y'all are being respectful. I appreciate the dialogue. Where did I leave off? Yeah, Nika is out because of her knee injury. She tore her ACL, I believe. Kel Sauce says size biggest problem was handling lineup or rotations. BJ says yes, Mule's out for the season. Rajan is still talking about sides. Key said I had to step out for a sec, but I missed y'all too. You ready for the upcoming collegiate season? I am so ready. So ready. South Carolina, I know, again, exhibition games, but they looking good. Malaysia had 24. Joyce Edwards had 20. The game before that, it was Pow hitting threes. Like, we look good. Everybody's looking good. Adele is trying to get her footing. I think Miriam needs a little bit more reps on the floor. But Joyce is looking ready. She's looking ready. She's looking like she's ready to go. I think Maddie might be ready to play pretty soon. I'm very excited about this team. Chloe Kitts is doing Chloe Kitts things. Raven's doing Raven things. Fagan's looking good. We don't have Watkins, not sure if or when she's coming back to the team, but I'm very excited. We got Olivia Miles back in Notre Dame. We lost some players through the portal, but I'm happy to see. I want to see what Hidalgo and Miles look like on the floor together. I think it's going to be dope. I'm excited. Spring 5 for Asia for her shoe. Okay. Golden State Valkyries Tia Cooper December 6th. I'm not really sure what you're saying, Nathaniel. BJ is out. Peace out, BJ. Demonot says Flage was balling out. Ghost says my niece told me Reebok is fashionable in Hollywood. Movie folk are wearing them. Really? Let me tell you, I haven't put on a pair of Reeboks. I've been meaning to order the special edition Reeboks that Angel has for her line. They're not her shoes, but they're her version, or I guess her player edition or whatever, her special edition Reeboks. The classics, it has her unapologetically Angel, I think, in the inside. Or it might say, if they sleep on you, tuck them in. I'm not really sure, but it has a crown on it. I'm still thinking of getting those shoes because honestly, Reebok Classics are the most comfortable shoes I think I have ever worn. I used to wear them when I was younger, but I haven't worn Reeboks in a very long time. But Angel got me buying Reeboks. Keisha says, Angel said her shoe is for all. Bro says, salute to everyone. I don't think Size is a bad coach. And if White wasn't an option, I think Fever would have stuck with her. They saw an opportunity to improve and took it. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said, bro, Gad. I believe that. I believe that. That's why I think that she's definitely going to, White is probably going to Indiana, because if not, they would have kept Sides. B. Will says Sides played Wallace and KLS like they were franchise players. Katie Lou and Christy. Bro says Size did okay, but she wasn't hired to win championships. She was fired to get a young, struggling team back into the playoffs. She was hired to get a struggling team back into the playoffs. Seth says, we got to get JSpot to 1,000 subscribers. I need everyone to invite 3 folks to the channel. Tell somebody that knows somebody that tells somebody to know somebody to tell somebody to come here and give me these subs. I want to get to 1,000 at least, please. Please and thank you. Thank you, Seth. Tiff and Cole says, do you think Chicago can get Steph White or just pick up Sides? I mean, honestly, I'm not really like gun-ho on us having Sides, but I mean, I want Stephanie White. I don't know how I feel about Sides because I'm not really, I mean, people have said in the comments, Christy is either good or bad. I'm not really sure we have a consensus on that. I didn't watch her as a coach, so I don't really know. But like I said, whoever we get, I'm going to ride with them as long as Angel, Camilla, hopefully Kennedy and Michaela are there. I don't have a choice but to root for them. But I don't automatically just want Sides just because, I don't know. I'll probably take Sides over LT from Dallas, though. I think it's a possibility I would probably do that, but I don't know. Weldy Max says, if y'all want to see a replay of college games, there's a website. I'm just saying. Drop it in the chat, Weldy Mac. Drop it in the chat. Marcus says, former Dallas Wings coach rumored to be in the running for Chicago Sky job. Yeah. We were just talking about that earlier. Yeah, it don't make sense to hire coaches with a worse record than Spoon, so Dallas coach should be a no-go. You would think, right? Seth says, before November 4th, please invite some folks. Before November 4th. Before I go live again, invite some people to come on live. I had quite a few people here tonight that I normally don't have, so I appreciate that. However, that went down. Invite some people to come on live. We kick it. I usually don't go this late. Usually I'm done by now, but I had to start late because of work. And I'm off tomorrow, so that's why I'm up. Invite some friends, share the videos, tweet it out, talk about it on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you talk, Threads. Just let them know JSpot is the place to be on Tuesday nights or whatever night I decide to go live. We have a good time here in the comments and we share some really good conversation. It's just a fun place to come and talk about women's basketball as we're transitioning from WNBA into college hoops. 9 likes away from 100. Who are those 9 people? Go ahead and give me those likes, guys, please. Molly. Okay, Nate, I have no idea what you're saying, dude. Or do that. I'm not sure. You're confusing me so much. Likes. I mean, I appreciate you, Nathaniel, commenting. It's just I'm getting confused. Political says likes just a few seconds. It just takes a couple of seconds, y'all, to do it. Who you want in the draft for Sky, JSpot? I want Nice. It's 4 people that I will go with. Nice, Olivia Miles, Raven Johnson, Tahina Pau. With however those work out, any combination of them. Preferably Nice for one, and then give me a guard. I would love Raven if I can get Raven. I would love Olivia Miles if I can't get Raven. And then, Tahina Pau will be great. So those are the 4 that I'm looking for. First round, I don't know what everybody else is looking like right now, but that's who I would want. Tiffany says, yeah, I don't think Jeff had a plan when he fired TSpoon or Spoon. Seems petty to me. Facts. I 100% agree with you, Tiffany. B. Will says, MJ Lover, what up, though, homie? You from the D? Are you from the D, B. Will? I mean, I'm not from the D. I'm from Michigan, but I'm close enough. Olivia Miles for me. Okay. Political says that dude is an arrogant snake. I would love to get Olivia Miles. I can't wait to watch her, like what she does this season. Wody Max says, I don't think it added, but the site is basket dash video. Basket dash. Wait a minute. He said it's a typo. Okay, hold on. It's called basketball dash video. That's where you guys can watch college games, is what Wody Mac is saying. B. Will, you are? What part? What high school did you go to? Did you grow up there? It all depends on what high school you went to. Rajan says, I want Olivia Miles for the Sky, but Raven is tough. B. Will says, or asking where I'm from. I'm from the Harbor. I don't know if you know where that's from. Benton Harbor. It's way on the other side of Michigan, right almost on the border of Indiana. I'm literally on Lake Michigan, 2 hours away from Chicago. But Benton Harbor, Michigan is where I'm from. Also, Kaiser, formerly of the Chicago Sky, is also from my hometown. I mean, I'm older than she is, so she's from where I'm from. Marcus says, the Sky organization definitely didn't have any type of plan in the first place. Political says, Miracle is a transfer from Mississippi State. Surprised she left her program. Oh, she's jamming. She is balling. She's killing it. Tiffany says, if they don't hire a coach that Angel and Camilla like, I hope they ask for Jeff to be replaced. They'll never thrive under him, I don't think. I'm asking for Jeff to be replaced. Jeff, and if Michael can't put his foot down and get some stuff going on, he can go too. And who's the lady that's there? Her name's not Natalie. It's right on the tip of my tongue. There's a lady that's like above Jeff. She's president or something. What is her name? Starts with the N. But she can go too if they can't get it together. Clean it all out and let's start again. I like a point guard out of Maryland for the Sky myself. Who? B. Will says Southwestern. I went to high school and college with Jalen Rose. Of course, I know Benton Harbor. Okay. Not many people know Benton Harbor, especially when you live way over there in Detroit. But all right, we family. We family in here. Nadia, that's her name. She can go too. Yeah, she can go too. Peace out. Oh, Nate, you're saying Teresa Weatherspoon goes to the Mystics. Oh, this is what you've been saying. Okay, you were confusing me. I got you now. I can see that. Oh, I forgot. Sess is from Detroit too. Sess says 313 stand up. Tiffany says, LOL, you said sell the team and fire Jeff, Nadia, and them. I agree, but they already bought a practice facility. So the next owner can assume those responsibilities and get it going. Like, rid yourself of that. You don't have to worry about buying any more store-bought cakes or, pitiful having any Zoom intros. You ain't got to worry about all that. You can go on, live your life, do your thing, and let the new owners and GM and presidents and stuff, run the team. Political says, Jeff is the owner's boy. I hope somebody else buys the team. They bad spirits. All right, y'all. I've been on here very long. I appreciate everyone coming through. Please hit the likes on your way out. I will be live if nothing happens next Tuesday. If anything changes, I will let y'all know because I honestly don't really know what I'm working. Got a new job, so I'm not really sure what my schedule's looking like yet. But if I'm not working, I'll be here to chat with y'all. So again, hit the likes on the way out. I really appreciate y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'll see y'all back here next week. Peace out. Be Well says, y'all still got my 313 number. Says thanks. Summer says she got to head out. But yeah, peace out to all y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'll talk to y'all later.